came out today to participate in an action that we all need, because we all need health care, and it should be a guaranteed constitutional right. I just really want to take a quick moment to just reinforce the demands of the previous speakers who shared their personal experiences and some knowledge about the for-profit parasitic medical system that we have in this country. We can all stand here united in knowing that healthcare is a human right, that human dignity is something that can and should be provided to every person in this country, not just those that can afford it or those that participate in a system that exploits and grinds people up like sausage for profit. Monday through Friday, I work as a benefits outsourcing specialist. What that means is I work for one of the largest corporations in America, and we are outsourced HR representatives. When someone who works 40 plus hours a week calls in frantic about their benefits, they speak to someone like myself, someone who cares, someone who wants to help, but is bound by a system that is preventing people from accessing their care, that's preventing their children from being covered, that's preventing them from accessing what they need to have a healthy human life. Every single day I have conversations with people about things as just droning on as dependent verification, how they have to prove that their child is theirs or their spouse or their partner is theirs and their financial dependent before they even can get coverage that they're paying for. I talk to people every single day who are facing terminal illnesses, people who are struggling just to make ends meet and seeing their insurance premiums rise and the coverage decrease year after year. And the response from these corporations is to pat themselves on the back for finding savings and cutting their operating revenue. Shame! Oftentimes, we're told these are just the way things are, that this is, just the way things have to be for a system and a society to function. But we can all see clear as day that it doesn't have to be this way. We can see clear as day that there's rich people, the ruling class, that are hoarding the wealth of this society that we all create. They're creating a society of scarcity where people are left to fall through the cracks and die of preventable illnesses. Here in San Diego, we had a Hep A outbreak less than 5 years ago, where dozens of people were infected and killed. Hundreds of people were infected, dozens were killed from an easily preventable illness that the county of San Diego and the city of San Diego knew for years needed to be rectified and solved. They don't offer public bathrooms, and what happened was a fetal disease, a medieval disease, started to kill people here in the 21st century. This is what happens when you have privatized medical infrastructure. This is what happens when you expect the ruling class to have the interests of the working class at heart. And they come at us with this mythology that Medicare for all, that universal health care, that fundamental rights that we've all worked for, that we all deserve, is inaccessible, is that it's just too expensive. Well, I'm here to tell you definitively that is a lie. All we hear every day is that Medicare for all will bankrupt this country. Medicare for all will create the conditions for what, I kid you not, the Venezuela of society will ensure. Not to mention just the war that's being waged on our country, but it's a fundamental lie. Right now, even the conservative estimates done by the federal government estimate that the cost of Medicare for all over 10 years is somewhere in the range of $34 trillion. If you count the actual budget, right, that the federal government has, it's well over $34 trillion for 10 years. And that doesn't even count the eliminations that we want of the U.S. war machine that's draining us dry, of the militarized police state that's draining us dry, and preventing us from having this very real resource that all of our communities need. They tell us all of this, Biden, Trump, all the political parties right now in the capitalist system tell us that this is just the way things are. But we can see working class people here in our society, in our communities, that right now, it's not a matter of access. The doctors and the speak to them want to provide care. It's the insurance companies, the private insurance companies, that are reaping billions of dollars of profit, standing in the middle of us accessing our care. Fundamentally, the lie of it's too expensive to be disproved with even just middle school math. Anyone anyone that can look at a federal budget can see that the lies told by Joe Biden during the last election cycle are as clear as day. And we can see that the uniformity of the ruling class spans across both parties. And for that reason, as working class people that are struggling for our very existence, our very survival, the survival of our children, of our parents, of our siblings, we need to band together to demand Medicare for all, to not just ask for it, to not go to these lobbying meetings with our politicians, expecting them to have morality and ethics in their decision making. For those who aren't aware, the insurance industry and the pharmaceutical industry are two of the largest lobbying groups in Congress and the U.S. Halls of Power. Shame! In the last 10 years alone, they've spent $10 billion pushing legislation to strip us of our rights, to jack up the prices of our medications, and to justify the slaughter of our people. Shame! For these reasons, we shouldn't just expect the vehicle of power that's oppressing us to suddenly become the tool for our liberation. We must build the vehicles of power ourselves with our own hands. The hands that built the cities, the hands that built the infrastructure, that built the wealth of this society. We have the capacity, we have the power to build our own political infrastructure. We have the power to not only just ask for human dignity, but to force the ruling class's hand into giving it to us in the here and now. And in that way, we secure our protection. I will tell you right now, as a Chicano man here in San Diego, California, organizing for human dignity, organizing for housing, healthcare, and education, no piece of paper has ever saved my life more than an organized movement. No law has stood in the way of white supremacists in my hometown in East County and protected me from the ruling class. Nothing has protected me more than our own people, our own communities, coming together to fight for what's right. And for that reason, I call on all people of conscience here, all people in San Diego that are fighting for a better and just world, to come together to fight for the attainable reforms that we can have here today if we just consolidate our efforts and work. And also to have our eyes to the horizon for the future, because we cannot hitch our wagon to the same horses that have led us astray over and over again in the Democratic Party. We cannot hitch ourselves to the Democrats or the Republicans. We must build the new infrastructure that will serve all people, not just a tiny subset of a conservative ruling class. So I compel everybody here, all people, get involved with the Peace and Freedom Party. Get involved with all campaigns here that are organizing for human justice and dignity, because right now we can have Medicare for all. If only our voices and our actions speak loud enough to the ruling class. So thank you for being here. I look forward to meeting everybody afterwards.